Welcome to your doom. Shut it and get over here. Massive uppercut!
Hello and welcome to another edition of the JabJab Show. Yes, today I'm reviewing the film Rogue Trader. This one here. This is anticipation for the upcoming Star Wars Rogue One that's been going to be, coming out on the 16th of December. So this channel is going to be focusing a little bit more on videos linked to that. Be it films or retro games. For example, recently done a video on Rogue Squadron for the N64. And today Rogue Trader. You kind of see what I'm doing here. There's going to be a few more videos on films and retro games. For the till the film's release of Rogue One. Okay, just to let you know, another kind of link to Star Wars is this film came out in 1999, the same year as Phantom Menace. Also with this chap here, Ewan McGregor. He played Alec Guinness. He played Obi-Wan Kenobi in that film. He plays in this film the real life character. Nick Leeson, which, if you think about it, it's like kind of almost a spoonerism of Liam Neeson, who was also in Phantom Menace. So I just thought, unfortunately, there's no one in here called Garth Raider or something. So just to let you know, there's going to be some spoilers in this video. The film's based on true events. I took the executive decision to include certain facts and whatever. All the details and stuff are online. It's a true story. So the film came out, Rogue Trader, 1999, directed by James Dearden, who I found out he directed a short film back in the early 80s, which he then adapted and developed for the script for Fatal Attraction based on his short film. This film is based on a book by Nick Leeson. It chronicles the events of a true story of 1995. He was working for Barings Bank in the UK. He was sent to Singapore to be a general manager of the trading floor. It shows his rise to power, rise to become a key player of the trading floor and one of their key traders. It shows him winning some money, then also losing quite a bit more. He created an account, an errors account, I think it's named, to kind of try and hide the losses away from the powers that be and so forth. And the losses kept going up. He kept losing a lot more money, and so this escalated. There's a bit of fraud, a bit of forgery and so forth on his part that he did to help hide stuff. He kept fobbing people off and whatever. It ended up escalating so much that the pressure of everything was getting to him. He decided he needs to leave Singapore. He needs to get out of the country. So he goes out of the country. While he's out of the country, he only finds out through a news report of Barings Bank actually being bankrupt to the tune of over 800 million quid. But then he was arrested, in another country, and he got brought back, and he got a 6-year prison sentence, but he was let off early because he unfortunately developed cancer. I remember this story at the time. I remember, it's a big deal in the UK press and so forth, as you probably imagine. I also remember the film coming out a few years afterwards and what have you. But I didn't watch it at the cinema at the time because this was a massive box office failure. I think the budget was 12.8 million and it made just under 1 million in the UK. So it didn't really stay at the cinema that long. To be honest, I can see why the film probably was a failure at the cinema. The story's a really good one, interesting, whatever. It's probably worthy of a film and so on. It's just, for me, the problem I had was just how they went about it. I made a lot of notes as I was watching the film, and every 3 or 4 points I was making, it was a voiceover. It's a voiceover, explaining how Nick Leeson thinks, or the machinations of how banking and trading works, or just to move the plot forward. There's even a scene where Ewan McGregor as Nick Leeson, he's punching the punch bag, talking his way through what he's thinking, speaking aloud and so on, which I found quite false. It just doesn't seem very false. This isn't a very long film. It's only about 97 minutes or so. It could probably benefit from being a bit longer, to be honest, because I felt what with all cramming the whole kind of story points in and, making sense of all the jargon in terms of banking and trading and so forth. I just felt like it was moving through all the story points a bit too quickly. It does have all the main story points in this film, like I say. It just feels a lot like plot, exposition, plot, bank trading stuff, plot, etc. It doesn't really give a chance for the actors or the characters to breathe, to express themselves. It's like characters, like, they have to kind of explain about all the characters, how their personality is and so forth, instead of doing it organically, kind of letting the audience decide who they are and so on. I feel Ewan McGregor does quite a good job at playing Nick Leeson in this, with given the material, how it's handled, as well as a lot of the other character actors who were around him. Friel, who's probably best known as an actor in Brookside, the UK soap opera. She plays his wife, who's kind of like the bored wife at home kind of role. She's not really given a lot to do. She's she's in that role where she's at home where husband's away doing more exciting stuff and what have you. There's been a lot of films over the years focusing on banking and trading, and also people on computers tapping away looking at the monitors for quite a long period of time and so on. So you got to have that kind of visual kind of interest in doing what they're doing, and also when you're dealing with something like this, there's a lot of tech jargon to throw around, so you have to there's a fine line between making that kind of interesting and so on, and just making it sound like you're watching a textbook. Unfortunately, I found this film a little bit too flat visually. They don't have the kind of split screens or the superimposed images like in Wall Street, and they certainly don't have Margot Robbie in a bathtub explaining the banking terminology. This film could really do with something like that. Another aspect of the film I noticed when I watching this back was the use of the music as well. Just pointing to the front cover, I'm not sure if any of that picks up, but it's saying there, soundtrack includes Travis, Manic Street Preachers, Left Field, Reef, The Clash, and Finley Quay. There are other songs and artists and whatever on there, but it's just how they advertise it as well. This was kind of very common in UK films in the 90s. The use of kind of just tracks like this. The film does have a music score as well, but I found that when they use these tracks, they're quite quite loud, quite high up in the mix, drowning out all the other audio and ambience and so forth. They kind of use it like an 80s montage, in that kind of way. So all in all, I feel this is a really good story, but the film was a little clumsy in its execution. I also feel it kind of fell into a lot of traps of the book to film adaptation. Say the book was written by Nick Leeson, the main character is Nick Leeson, so there's a lot of his thoughts there, in voiceovers and so on, and I think that's too much of it. I don't think they had enough kind of ideas in which to convey certain things a different way. What with cramming in all the story points and whatever into the film's modest runtime, I felt it was kind of like it just going and just plot, too, moving too fast, not dwelling on anything really, in any detail. I felt the acting, it was pretty good throughout with what they got. Also, another problem is this film isn't cinematic at all, so it probably does work best, on a small screen like when I watched it anyway. So them's my opinions. What's yours? And yours and yours. Just let me know down below in the comment section down there. As I said earlier on, there's going to be a few more videos, retro games and film videos, kind of linked into the whole Rogue One release coming up on the 16th. There's also going to be some more cinema release videos that have reviews and so forth, so watch your space. I'm just going to throw a fun film question out for you, I should say. What's your favourite trading or banking based film? Just let me know down below, or everything down below in the comment section down there. Like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends and everything. And in the words of the new Cyrus, send the word.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.